Good morning, America. All right. How are we doing this morning? I hope everyone's doing good. The fun part about doing it live is when you realize you don't have everything you need when you're just about ready to go live. So I was able to just sit down as the time went up. So I hope everyone's doing good this morning. It's a nice fall day here in Iowa, nice and cool. Fall is definitely in the air. Leaves are falling. I've got a little chill in the morning. Definitely wake you up. It's kind of nice, though, to have a nice, good hot cup of coffee, step outside, and kind of wake up naturally. Well, with a little help of the coffee. Now, for me, this is cup number 3, so I'm definitely ready. So today what we're going to do is we're actually going to work on, this is one of my new modules. There is, oops, I'm buffering over here. I hope everything's okay. We'll figure it out in a second. But this is my single wide. As you can see, it's just a little over 12 inches wide. These are 14 inches deep. What that does is, if you're running a standard, it gives you just a nice little gap on the back. It's great for home, great for shows. I love this one. I really do. I do like the idea of the drop down. This way, when you come right off your tracks, there's about 1/4 of an inch, not even that, 1/16 of an inch, or 1/8, I mean, I apologize about that. And then it goes right to the drop. So from here, you can come off your tracks with your ballast and then go right down into a ditch or a road or water. If you want to do like a river with a wall on the side, you could do that. Barges would be a great module for a barge. Let me see if I can get my laptop up and going. Apologize about this. See if I can find my chat. I am new to EVMux. It has a couple different settings from what I'm used to. I'm kind of old school with the StreamYard. I'm gonna have to reboot my computer. Sorry about that, guys. By the way, if you guys are wondering, the screen behind me, that is the virtual rail fan. I do have a link of it down below, or a link for it, along with a couple other good links to some really good friends. This week has been kind of a unique week. I've noticed a lot of guys, and I understand it now. I really do. For me, it was size, and that's what put me into the T-Trak. I never thought about, a lot of guys have enough room to literally build their empire. But after so long, you end up running out of things to do, to where with the T-Trak module, you can build your empire how you want. And if there's something you want to change, it's real easy to pull out a module and replace it with a new, and it gives you a whole new different look. So maybe one month you want a desert scene, you can set it all up desert, and maybe the next month you want to do a water scene. So it makes it really versatile, and theoretically you can grow your empire really large, but yet utilize the small space. Let's see if I can get my YouTube back up. I don't even know if my audio is working yet. I hope it is. Come on. My computer's not liking me. Let's do a restart. I'm going to flip over to my big screen over here and see if I can find YouTube. Well, it shows I'm live with me. Oh, Troy's here. You're my one and only guest. I screwed up on my time. I apologize. I put 10 p.m. On my YouTube. That was my bad, and it shows it was meant for 10 a.m. Who would want to have? Well, I was gonna say who wants coffee late at night, but sometimes I do. Well, regardless, it's all good, and we can still continue on with building a module. Hopefully my laptop comes up. All right, let's do good close up. Good morning. I'm gonna do the table over. This is the single module kit. I was not prepared this morning. And let's go ahead and just dive right on in. Transition over. Yeah, now the one thing I have noticed this week, especially like Jimmy with DIY and Digital and a couple other folks, they're stepping away from the traditional empire and going into the modules. And after listening to the guys, I totally understand. And they gave me another perspective on the modules. When I first started, I started this, I'm not gonna lie, I did this for myself. Wasn't totally thinking about manufacturing, but one thing led to another, and here we are today. And it's really cool being part of the community. It's one of the better communities I have been with, and that's the T-Trak community. And unlike a lot of others with T-Trak, you can bring your module into a group or a club and become a bigger part of a bigger layout, and it's really cool. So let's see here. It's a little on the bright side. I apologize for that. One of these days I'll get some cool cameras. What we have here are, we have our two sides. Set that aside. And we have our front. We'll put that back here. We have, this is our top front. It has the holes, 2 holes on it, and the holes actually go towards the back. If you notice, they're stepped back a little bit, so it actually sits that way. We'll put this, actually that's front. Now these are our supports for our legs and our inserts. Ooh, I need to find an Allen wrench. Should be one around here. We should have 4 of those in the kit. Now, with any of these kits, and I'm only human, if something falls out and I didn't catch it, like a support, all you have to do is just let me know, and I'll send it out real quick. Or if something happens, this is your road bed. This one here is numbered with the track pieces, so it makes life easy. You don't have to stress on trying to figure out. See if you can see that. It's a little blurry, a little bright. But you don't have to stress on knowing what track goes where. We have the power lead holes, and then our track location holes, and you can come up from the bottom and insert screws. I do not have the screws. You can find them online, but I do have the 3D printable washers. I'm going to set this here. Actually set that to the side. These are our 2 drops. And these go one on each side of the road bed, and that gives you your 1-inch prop. This is our back plate and our back top. All right, and it looks like my computer came back up. Good coffee. Apparently this computer is actually from the Stone Age, but it seems to be working okay. All right, now what I like to do, and you can do this your way, you can figure out how you want to do it. I found this to be an easy way for assembly for myself. And set these two pieces aside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the two sides, the back and the front. I'm going to look at the pieces. I want that on the outside. So that means that one's going to be on the outside. That'll work. I want my 4 feet or my supports, my leg supports. Let's see here, a little too far back. And this one's a little different than your normal single or your double, for the simple fact that you do have the drops. And the sequence of assembly is almost pretty much up to you. It's hard to go to mess these up. I use Titebond Premium Mud Glue. This is the water resistant, and I kind of like this idea just due to the fact. Now, Jimmy's a wonderful guy, and I love him dearly, and he does some beautiful videos. He put my end cap to the test. It was a serious torture test. Now, Sculptimo is really cool, and I'm used to you build your foam and you carve it roughly how you like it, and then after you carve your foam, you take the sculpt mold and you'd put it on the foam and you'd give it a shape and you create a mountain or hills, and you can do a lot of really cool things with it. Jimmy took Sculptamold and literally just made a mountain out of Sculptamold, which is really cool, and it turned out beautiful. My thought as the maker of these are wood, and everyone knows that water and wood is not the best thing to go together. So it literally was a stress test of the module, and it held up beautiful. I'll try to find it and a link to the video, and I'll put it into the links down below. But it shows that you can do a lot with these modules and not stress. So let's get into assembling this one real quick. Let's go back to so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pretty much do the perimeter, and I like to start with my feet. So any place the wood will touch. Oops, I'm going to have that backwards. Is where I like to put glue. And the main components that you need for this is the glue and blue tape. That's the two main tools for assembling these modules. So I'm going to put a little glue on the feet here. And I call them feet, but they're the supports. I do like to put the supports on first. And I'll put them on the back and on the front. Now let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and line the rest of blue while I'm at it. I hope this is showing up on camera pretty good. I'm probably putting way too much glue, but It's okay. I do recommend the wood glue versus CA. CA, if you're assembling it and you need a spot to hold it together, that does work very well. But over time, as it dries, CA glue does crystallize, and the wood glue seems to be a little bit stronger when it comes to over time. Give me a second. Let's see if I can. I got a couple people on. The laptop works. Sorry about the delay on that. All right, let's get back to assembling this. The nice thing is now that the leg supports are on, there's no fighting it. So pretty much just stand up your pieces and glue it all together or assemble it. Me, myself, I'm starting with the front. You can start the back, the front, doesn't matter. It's your module. Oops. There's a gentleman in our club. He took one of the modules and he cut a big groove in it, and it looked. At first, I wasn't sure what he was doing, and then after seeing what he did, it turned out beautiful. So he turned that cut piece into the creek. Now I'm gonna tape my corners together to keep them nice and tight. Oh, hey, look at there. That's a nice train. This is one of the coolest live cams that I've seen yet. Dave Gatton turned me on to that one. Thank you, Dave. But this is actually my own state. The only bummer is it's all the way over to the east side of the state. I'm kind of center, but I do want to visit. And that's Fort Madison. All right, let's finish taping this up. Now, the weather here is a little on the humid side. Every now and then these want to do a little bend. Depends upon the weather. But this one's okay. The coolest thing about this is once you get it all together and taped, it squares itself out and it straightens itself out. So now we're going to put. Now I'm doing this a little out of. Let's go by the instructions. I'm one step ahead. First is to add the top and the two side pieces on the drop. Good morning, Dave. Good morning, Troy. It's nice having my cheating laptop over to the side. Is that maybe worded a little different, but I get the sneak peek because my main computer is hard for me to read because it's so far away. So now we got our top piece on. So it should look something like this. These are extremely simple to put together. Now I'm going to go ahead and add tape now to the top edges. That'll keep it held down. Now this is the challenge one. We're going to go ahead and put this guy on. Holes towards the back. Now on this one, since the piece is coming down, we're going to put some glue on the top. On the bottom here, we've already got it within the front panel or on the front panel. But this just makes one extra step easier. So you'll put some glue on the two tabs that's closest to the holes. And those holes face the center of the module. And we'll just drop that right on in. Oh, I forgot the paper towel. Well, good thing that we have a paper top on the table. There we go. Now we're going to drop the step down piece. There's two of these. One's the front, one's the back. They're identical, so it doesn't matter which direction you put it. There is an up and down, but front and back does not matter. Put a little glue here. And we've already got glue on the top, so we don't have to worry about underneath, but we do want to put it on the tabs. That'll touch the front piece of the wood. And just like that, we'll slip her in. It's a little tight. We like that. Oops. Need that a little. So just remember, wherever the wood touches is where the glue goes. So as I was saying earlier, I understand why a lot of guys are going this direction. The sad part is I watched Jimmy with DIY and digital. He had a beautiful little layout. And last week, there's a video in my description on Facebook that you can follow. And it kind of hurt watching them tear that apart. And I know a couple other people that are going to T-Trak, and they're doing the same thing. Yeah, but I get it. One gentleman said he'll be saving thousands of dollars because every so many years or a couple of years, he tears his whole set down and builds a new. And this way, he doesn't have to worry about that anymore. Now he just has to build a new, or all he really needs to do is build a new module. And you get to keep the old one if you want to reuse it or just set it aside, say for a train club. Now we're going to add the back piece. I like that stuff. I know you won't see it when you're done, but I'm going to add glue on the tabs. Actually, I can do that right here. And I've already added glue to the inside face when the pieces were laying down. Just like that. And the top piece should, that's a little snug. Nice snug fit. And just like that, we have the top. And we're down to one more piece, and that's the back. Let's add that real quick. And again, we're going to put a little glue on the bottom piece. And a little glue wherever it touches the other piece of wood. That should work. Today's going to be a fun day in the shop. I haven't had my CNC up and going. I've been doing a little electrical work, added a new heater, and finished all that up last night. So tonight I get to run my CNC router. Excuse me. And believe it or not, all I want to do now, or all I need to do, or should do, is tape it so everything's snug and tight. Oh, not bad. So this took roughly, and I'm also gabbing too. This took roughly 20 minutes to assemble. So that ain't too bad. Now I will on the bottom side, got a little excess glue. Nobody's gonna see that. Is right here and here. I want to add a little tape her up, just keeping it tight. When this glue dries, these are tough little modules. Excuse me. And there we go. Now, of course, I forgot my Allen key to put the inserts in. Let's see if I have one down here. Excuse me for a second, guys. Oh, lucky me. And we have an Allen key. If you do need an Allen key, say you place a large order and you don't have an Allen key, just let me know. I have a few extras. Now, I cheated. I took a Dremel and I cut mine off, the one that's in the shop, and then I inserted this into my drill. So I can literally just use the drill in this. Inserts go in super simple. So now tonight, Dave Gatton will have a live. And I do believe I have a link to his channel down below. So if you're interested in getting into CNC routing, go check it out. Dave's done a lot of work with machines. Matter of fact, he's even manufactured a few of his own. I haven't had the chance to. I'd like to check out the Sidewinder, but that's another story. That's from days gone by. But he manufactured, he designed and built the Sidewinder. He's got the Gatton CNC. And that's almost the direction I went. I just happened to get lucky and stumble across the Laguna. We were a day away from owning a Gatton. And I'd recommend a Gatton any day. I don't know if you can see this on camera. Check out those feet. Kind of sparkle. I'm trying out these new bed plates on my printers. It's kind of fun. The only time you'll see it is when you're assembling it, or if you have your module upside down. And hopefully if it's upside down, it's for a good reason. The one thing I've been thinking about with the CNC router, besides doing my large modules, is landscaping for the modules, because it cuts foam beautifully. And you can theoretically design your own terrain and then literally cut it out on a CNC router. So for the hobby, my honest opinion, if you're just starting out, lasers are beautiful. Don't get me wrong. I love my laser. But with the CNC, you can do a little bit more than you can with a laser. You can do just about everything that a laser can do except for the kerf. But that depends upon the size of your bit. But the coolest aspect about a router is you get the 3D effect. So if you want to carve a mountain, you could literally program your CNC router, take some pink foam, and carve a mountain scene. And in that mountain scene, say if you want a plateau with a house or a ranch or buildings or a UFO, you can design it and then literally cut out your layers on the router. You can also cut out modules too. So yeah, if you're interested, go check out Dave Gatton, Gatton CNC. He has a live tonight Q&A, and he's really good at what he does. He is a seasoned engineer. All right, now we have our feet on. That looks good. Now we're going to do one extra thing here. Since this is let's see, I think that'll work, a drop module, I have a scrap piece of pink foam. And this is the 1 inch thick. And I'm just literally going to set it up on top. The cool thing is when you look at this, right now I have tape on it, so it sits up a little, but it is pretty much flush. So here's the point where you can cut in your creeks, your ocean front. You can do all kinds of cool stuff back here. That is the neatest thing. You can even come off of here with a Y and say you wanted to put a barge on the next module. You could do that. But we're gonna cut this to shape. Always cut towards yourself. Don't actually. Don't do what I do. And just like that, that is almost perfect. I need to clean it up over here a little bit, but the nice thing about it is once it's all glued down, you can sand it flush. But the cool thing is I'm just farting around on this one. Now what would really work good is one of those hot wire tools. You can literally just get in here and dig. The biggest thing I want to show is now you can go below. Now, I love all my other modules, don't get me wrong. This one is my favorite, this and the double. But as you can see right here, instead of with the other modules, you're stuck with one plane all the way across. I mean, you get to go up. And if you want to, you can still cut into it. I've seen guys do that and end up with some really cool stuff. Oh. Check out that amp track. That's pretty cool. This gives you both ways, both directions to work with. So that's pretty much it. We've spent 36 minutes, and we've pretty much got the basic down. Now, as far as the front, I kind of cheated. Let's see here. Will that work? Same thing. I can take a piece of scrap. I'm just going to roughly cut this one. There you go. Oh, cool. I'll check Roy. So do me a favor, which a little few are on. that's my fault. I apologize to everyone for accidentally putting in the wrong time. I'm human. Thumbs up would be great. Subscribe if you're not. My goal is this is my infancy for T-Trak. I've been doing this for a year, been focused a lot on the modules. But I'll take you through the journey of what I do, and it should be fun. It should be really interesting. I'll have links down below. Check out Jimmy, DIY and Digital, really cool guy. There's a lot of good information. Matter of fact, if it wasn't for Jimmy, I wouldn't understand the DCCEX. It's really cool, and actually, it's really affordable now. You don't have to go with a T-Trak system. You can literally just make up your own DCCEX modules, and he has some great tutorials on it. So it's nothing to be afraid of, and I understand that. It's intimidating on a lot of things, but honestly, it's extremely easy. It's not hard at all. JMRI, they've made life so much easier for you don't have to know code anymore or understand code. They've made it to where it's pretty much a click download, load up your Arduino, and it should be running as smooth as can be. I do want to give out a couple shout outs today, though. Let's see. Oh, check out my links down below. My computer's slower than molasses. If you made it this long, thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Troy, Dave, you guys are awesome. And this is another episode in the books, 3. I made it past the 3rd one. I figure if I make it past the 6th, we're doing awesome. I already hit my first little goal, and that was 3. It's not as easy as it looks, but it's a lot of fun. So you guys stay cool. You have a wonderful week. This weekend, Saturday Night Live. Saturday Night Live. That's pretty good. I will be live Saturday. R Ballard Designs. I got a link down below. There we talk pretty much about CNC routers, lasers, 3D printers. And that's the coolest, especially with the 3D printers. With the T-Trak community, HO. I'm also going with G-Scale. You'll see that this coming spring. That's big boys. I picked up a couple of really beautiful engines, and I can't wait to show those off. That'll be later down the road. Yeah, this is awesome. So let me find my... There we go. So everyone, you guys have a good one. And we'll see you next week. I'll be, like I said, Saturday, R Ballard Designs. There's a link down below. Yeah, we pretty much talk about CNC lasers and 3D printers. But yeah, with 3D printing and the model, the hobby, I think it's a beautiful match, a beautiful pair. You get into N scale resin printers. The detail has come so far. It's nothing like when I was a kid. Kids today, they don't know what they have yet, and I hope they catch on. So everyone, you have a good one. Have a good week.